Right, you're going to wave me off, my love?
Yes.
Right, I am finally on the road. I plan to leave about 1 o'clock, roughly. It's now 20 to 3. So I'm going to hit Sheffield probably around about rush hour, which is a slow part of the M1 at the best of times. Hey ho, I'm on my own. I'm going on an adventure. Right, I've just come off the motorway because I've got 25% of my battery left, 44 miles, and I know of a really good supercharger. It's a Tesla supercharger, so that means it's going to be cheaper, and I do know that this one is open to non-Tesla EVs as well. Ah, lovely, 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 lots of spaces for me. Charger other EV location. I'm at Hague. Charge here. I'm on 1A. So when I pull up in my normal car, I just pull in, unhook and plug it in, and my car knows automatically, and the network knows automatically that my car is charging on that, so we get billed separately. Here it's a bit more interesting. I have to tell them where I am and what I'm going to be charging. Okay, right, I'm going to go plug in. There we go. Definitely 1A. Start charging. Plug in to start. What? Initializing. Charging. I can hear it doing something. Very good. Right, 24% charged. Let's see how long it takes to get to about 80 or 90%, because I'm going to use the main battery to keep me warm tonight. I want to get up quite high. I'm not too far from my friend's house though. Right. Time for a cup of tea, I think. I've seen the tea bags. I know they're in here somewhere. Tea bag. And the kettle. I'm sure the kettle lead will be in there as well. So, there we go. And traditional kettle lead. This is our little pop-up kettle. And I brought my own bottle of water. There we go. I need to find a cup as well. Not that cup. Perfect, that cup. Where did that come from, Steve? Did you steal that? How cheeky. Ah, I need to turn the AC on. I didn't remember that until I had to see which one wasn't turned on. AC. There we go. And the kettle. So this week's sponsor is Incogni. Now, I didn't really understand what Incogni was or why it was so important when we first started working with them a few months ago. Incogni is all about online privacy and data protection. Did you know that your personal data is incredibly valuable? And did you know that all that information that you put out on the internet can be scraped and collected and collated into giant lists by data brokers? These lists can include anything you've put out on the internet, including your name, your date of birth, your national insurance number. They're the big ones. How about your bra size, your shoe size? Anything you've been searching for on the internet is out there, ready to be collated and put onto giant lists. Now, the only people who buy these lists are big corporations who really want to hone in their marketing and target you directly, and baddies and scammers who, well, you know, they've got bad intentions with your data. The good news is we have the right to protect our privacy and request that data brokers delete any information that they have about us on their lists. The bad news is that this could take years to do. There are so many lists and so many different brokers. And that's where Incogni comes in. Incogni have 3 really simple steps to help you. Step 1 is create an account. Step 2 is grant them permission to work on your behalf. And step 3, well, this is the easiest. You sit back and let them work. The whole process is automated, so they keep in touch with the data brokers, and we have a dashboard online so we can see the progress they've made. I really wish I'd known about Incogni when my dad was still alive. He had a lot of rage and was infuriated by the number of bot calls and scam emails that he'd get every single day. And that's because he's an older man who was on one of the lists as maybe being a little bit vulnerable. Isn't that awful? If you're interested in increasing and enhancing your privacy online, use the code Radford at the link in the description and get 60% off an annual plan. Cheers Incogni. Thank you for sponsoring this video, giving me increased peace of mind and helping us with our travels. Ooh, right, I'm back on the road again. I charged for just over 30 minutes. It cost me £36 and took me to 92%, which actually the car is now telling me is 160 miles. I've decided not to go up to the M62 and hook a left. I'm going to go diagonally across, which will save me about 35% of the energy that it would take to go up and across. So that's an interesting thing. Google explained that as part of the Google Maps routing system. I love coming up here. It's so beautiful. It really is home when I come up here, and there's a beautiful sunset that's about to happen as well. But I've realised I've not really told you what I'm doing this weekend. I am going to see my oldest friend in the world this evening, Big Lyndsay. We're going to go out for dinner, and then tomorrow I've got some work to do, and I'm going to go see my grandma in Ilkley, and then the day after I'll be meeting my Auntie Chris and spending some time with her, and I probably at some point will squeeze some time in for a coffee with my sister as well. Those who find themselves ridiculous sit down next to me. Does he wash up? We never washes up. Does he clean up? No, we never cleans up. I've arrived. I'm absolutely pooped. I'm going out for dinner with my friend, so I will see you in the morning.
3 hours later.
Before I go to bed, I'm going to unpack my bag because I've not even unpacked it yet. I've just got a great big bag of stuff. I'm going to use this cabinet here for my clothes. And obviously I've brought more clothes than I need with me. Well, I brought more tops than I need for definite. Oh, hair straighteners. Not sure about those yet. Another pair of jeans because I'm going to smell like curry. I'm not sure Grandma's going to be appreciative of the curry smell. I'm away for 1 or 2 nights. I've got about a dozen tops, lots of socks, more socks. Actually, fluffy socks is a good call because I like to be warm in bed. And my pyjamas. So you've got options for pyjamas as well. Ridiculous. Okay, I'll put the straighteners in there, I think. Right. That's me ready to make the bed up properly. I'll see you in the morning. Night-night. Well, good morning. I slept really well last night. The time now is 8:30. I forgot to turn my blooming alarm off, so that went off at 10 to 7. But that's all fine. I'm all good. I still managed to stay in bed for a bit longer. I'm going to put the kettle on, do my teeth and get myself ready for the day. And then I'm going to pop in to see my friend's husband and their kids again before I head off. I feel like a lot of this vlog is going to be a lot of me drinking and making tea, because pretty much that's what I do all day, every day. Drink lots of tea. But at least I've found a bin now. I've made a bin up. I've put a bag in the little stretchy bin that we have here, which is good. There's a lot of shuffling things around as well. Ready for my first cup of tea of the day. And maybe an orange for breakfast. We'll see. It's 9 o'clock. I've done absolutely nothing. Well, I've messaged a few people. But by now I've usually done couple of school runs, I've done a load of washing, sorted out the kitchen, done all sorts. You know, I've read a couple of pages of my book and I'm eating an orange and drinking tea. It's great. Okay, I am fully dressed. Excuse me a second while I look at the screen and try and decide whether my hair needs anything doing to it. Because we've got no mirror. We need to change that next time. That's definitely something we need to do. It is 9:23. Oh my goodness, I'm so slow and I've got nobody to rush round for. I'm going to take you outside. I'm going to finish packing up in here and I'll take you outside and show you where I'm parked up because it's really beautiful. I grew up in Queensbury, which is a village between Halifax and Bradford, right on top of a hill. And when I was growing up, Lyndsay was my best friend. We had big Lyndsay and I was little Lyndsay because I was younger, only a little bit, but it was enough to make a difference. Coming back last night, we went into Bradford, we went to Shimlas. The last time I went there was with Lyndsay and my sister's mother-in-law on my sister's hen night. We went for dinner. We bailed early on all the shenanigans and went for dinner down there. And then the time before that was over 20 years ago. So it's one of those places we go back to. Really amazing food last night. Lynn's had the kebab and I had a chicken curry. Oh, so good. Anyway, let me show you this area here. Lyndsay now lives in Mountain, which is, as you can imagine, even higher up the hill. And I've just spotted Highland cows right in front of her house. Good morning. Thank you for being great neighbours. Right, I have arrived in Ilkley and there was the most gorgeous rainbow just as I came in. And it looked like it ended in the rugby pitch at the bottom of the hill. So pretty. I'm going to go and see Grandma. This is kind of her best time of day, sort of late morning before lunch. She seems to be more with it, more comfortable, shall I say. I'm going to eat my banana first because I'm ready for some proper breakfast.
A little later.
Well, that visit with my grandma was quite tough, actually. She's in her mid-90s. She is an absolute legend and a trooper, but she is very tired now and wasn't on her tip-top form when I first arrived there. By the time I left, she was laughing and giggling, and that was nice. But it was a tough old start to the visit. The staff did, however, bring me a very nice pot of tea for myself and a proper piece of Yorkshire curd tart, and that was delicious. I've not had that in such a long time. So I've taken a drive up the hill to the Cow and Calf, which is a rock formation above Ilkley. It's such a pretty place up here. I'm going to make myself a lovely sandwich for my lunch. At home I like to add a squeeze of lime juice and some salt and pepper to coleslaw. But does anyone else like corned beef? I know it's a big American thing. I just find it so... It just reminds me of growing up in Yorkshire and having sliced boiled eggs as well in my sandwich. Using a spoon to spread the butter was a genius idea because it spread easily, but I'm not sure it'll cut my sandwich as well. Let's see. Oh no, it's doing okay. Van life, if you only need one utensil, the spoon is the one. You can't eat your cereal with a fork, can you? But you can cut a sandwich with a spoon. I'm torn. I can stay here and do some work, or I can go over to my sister's and spend some time with my nieces. You can guess which one I want to do. I'm going to be back in Ilkley tomorrow morning, so I'm just going to scope this place out as somewhere to stay tonight. At the moment, my first thoughts, and this is probably why we've never stayed here before after all these years, is it is quite slopey. It's built up onto the hill. But there might be a spot just behind the cafe that looks nice and level. This corner here is potentially okay, and look at that view. We are way above the clouds. Okay, I've made my decision. I am going to head over to my sister's as soon as possible and miss the school run traffic, because between Ilkley and where she lives can get really congested around school run time. It's horrendous, actually, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to go over there and do my work over there. It's really, really lovely up here. It's such a beautiful area, and there's some really great walks. We used to spend hours and hours climbing on the rocks. Absolutely adored it. So much fun. And then we go to the pub at the top of the hill afterwards. Ooh, looking at the pub, it looks like it's got a nice flat car park. That's an option for tonight as well. There are also a couple of lay-bys on this road that look like they could be okay, but I don't like being in a lay-by. I don't know if I'd feel very safe in a lay-by. Sun's shining again. It's been all the weathers. What a mix of music. It started to rain, so I have come to collect my niece from school because her mum is a meanie, my little sister, rotten to the core. She was going to make a walk home, but Auntie Lyndsay's here. Yay! Oh, have you not been inside this yet? Right, I've got Phoebe and we have decided we're going to pop into the farm shop near their house and get some pork pies for George because he loves a pork pie, and some pudding for tonight. So I'm not sure what we're going to choose, but I'm going to let Phoebe decide. As long as it's nothing chocolatey, because I don't really like chocolate. We popped into Haig's farm shop for pies and chocolate muffins. I had a lovely evening, and thank you, Laura, for my tea. We had cottage pie that she made, and it was really good. It's only 7 p.m, but it is dark, so I'm going to head off and find a parkup. I'm going to go straight past a Tesla supercharger. Now, looking at my statistics, I have 51% in my battery, and all that equates to about 100 miles, which is more than I need for tonight and tomorrow. However, I'm going to go straight past a supercharger and it won't take long to top it up. Go on this one away from everybody else. Shush. Perfect, I think. Let's get it going and see if I can work it out. 4A. I just got myself set up ready to do some work, and I've just realised and remembered I need to go into reception because this is a hotel supercharger site. I need to go into reception and register. Well, that was easy enough. I had to go into reception, and at the reception desk is a QR code that you can scan, and it just asks you to put in your details. And I definitely put this car in and not my other car on the motorhome. So that was good. The other thing is that was really interesting is you can have 12 hours to park here overnight if you want. I'm not going to. I'm going to get over to Ilkley because I'm meeting my aunt for breakfast tomorrow. I think I've just about got enough time to make a cup of tea and enjoy it while I do some work. Just pop it up, tip some water in. I think that's about right. Can't forget to switch the AC on. There we go. Cup of tea coming up. And of course, I, like any other EV driver I know, use this charging time wisely and caught up on my messages. Don't worry, Steve, I'm pouring it away from the laptop. Oh, nice. Okay. You saw the thought process then. I don't want to get in trouble. I tell you what, having the fridge in this slide out drawer here is really convenient. Really convenient. I've literally been using the same spoon for everything. We told you last week about the festivals we will be attending: Van Life, Van Love and Campervan Camp Out. But there is one more that there are loads more that we'd love to do. But one that I've just had a message about is the Van Life and Overland Celebration Festival, which is at the end of July at the Newbury Showground. We've got 2 sneaky discount codes. The first one is for general camping. If you use AFT11, I'll put it here and also in the description, you can have a discount on general camping. But there's also a ladies only area. So if you're traveling as a woman on your own and want to feel the safety and security, which I now understand a little bit more than I ever have before, if you want to be in a ladies area field, a ladies only field, use the code BL11 and that will make sure that you're put in that area. What I will ask is, if you do go and you're a member of our Roman Radford's OnlyFans Facebook group, share some photos. I'd love to see them. We're going to be in Europe or somewhere maybe. We're going to be on our big trip, but I would love to see what we're missing out on. Right, from the Tesla app, you can see I've charged to 92% at a cost of £28.70. We don't like arriving at parkups at night because it's not easy to tell whether the ground's flat. You don't know if there are any signs that you've not seen. Now, I know I've stayed in this spot before. I have decided, rather than staying up on the moors on my own, to come and stay at the car park at my aunt's, ready to see her tomorrow. I'm not even going to let her know I'm here tonight because it's quite late actually. It's 9:20, 9:30 almost, and it's dark. So I'm going to get all snuggled up and maybe I'll watch something on the laptop, or maybe I'll just read my bed. But I'm going to read my book, I think. I'll see. But yes, I'm definitely going to get all snuggled up, ready for bed. Now, I'm sure a few of you are wondering about personal care in a van this size. I've got my electric toothbrush. We've got a sink. And I'm sure the question that a lot of people are wondering about is how on earth do we wee? Where do we go to the toilet in this van? We do not have a fixed toilet. I've got one that I can put up and use if I need. But the main thing I have, and I'm coming to grips with and getting used to, is a shiwi and a pee bowl. Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm not an expert yet, but there's been no dribbles. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go to bed. I'm snuggled up, ready to go to sleep. I've got a few comments, I believe, I need to have a look at and respond to. I'll see you in the morning.
Good morning.
Well, I slept quite well.
But it was a cold one last night. It got down to 0. I had to put the heating on a couple of times. But I'm all good. I'm all good. I slept really well. If I was to live full time in a van, I would just drive to places and make tea because I've got the kettle on again. I'm just going to get ready. Once the kettle's finished, I'm going to use that plug socket for my hair straighteners. I'll do something with my hair because it is not looking particularly attractive this morning, and I need to do my skincare regime because it feels like my skin doesn't fit my face at the moment. I must have had an allergic reaction in the week and it's a bit sore. Yeah, so it's been another really lovely night. I slept well. I've got a very, very beautiful view, but I can't tell you where this stop is because it is private property. It's an area very close to my aunt. Using the screen as a mirror. It's no good for the battery. Really boring for you guys to watch, but just throwing some curls through. I can hear the wind has really got up. Honestly, a few people have asked about the greys that I'm growing through. It's not really by choice. It's more the fact that it was just getting expensive to keep covering them all up. So I'm trying to embrace them. Don't think it means I'm going to grow old gracefully though. Not ready to embrace that. Give them a minute to cool and then I can fluff them out. Drink my tea and then go.
Oh, that was fabulous. I've just had the most lovely breakfast with my Auntie Chris. It's very nice. We went to the Wheatley Arms, which is not too far from her in Ilkley, and I had, what did I have? Oh, I had a breakfast sandwich. Bacon, egg and sausage all in a sandwich. Very good. Very lightly toasted bread as well. My next stop is one that I hadn't planned to do, but I had a message yesterday going, hey up, you're not going to be up north without coming to see me, are you? So I'm going to go see the terrible one on my way down the M1. Trevor's sorting the tunes again today. Sun shining. Happy days. Love a bit of Gaga. It's absolutely ages since I came to see Liam, and he is one of my favourite crackers people. I'm so proud of him. He's moved into a bigger unit and it's really impressive. Also, I bought cream cakes and made me a cup of tea. It's massive, Liam. I'm really proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
They're disgusted with me because I'm northerner and I don't know what a scrodger is, but apparently it's a screwdriver, and I'm not sure what about me makes them think I'd know what a screwdriver is in Yorkshire.
A scrodge, it can be a flathead, a Phillips, a PZ, PZ2, anything, just a scrodge. It's a universal word for screwdriver.
Well, how do you know which one to have? Because I know the difference between a Phillips and a flathead.
If I ask him to pass me a scrodge, he don't bring me the right one, then he's sacked.
Yeah,
That's
basically he'll say, "I'll give me a scrodge," and I'll go, "What do you want? Flathead, Posse, Phillips?"
It
Yeah,
sounds
they're
more
different.
like a cuddle. He said, come here, come and give us a scrodge.
He's a scrodge.
He's a scrodge.
Right, have a cream cake, and then I'm going to go and see my family because I've not seen them in 2 days. We all stuck together.
This is a perfect dessert after a kebab.
I've given Liam a tour of the little van. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, really nice.
You
So
like
many
the roof?
cool things. I like
pop-top.
I like the van itself is damn good.
Yeah,
The pop top is pretty snazzy, isn't it?
yeah,
And the build's nice.
yeah. And the Clayton as well. You've not seen much about Clayton, so you have to look into that.
Clayton's Bobby Dazzler.
It's really clever.
Right clever.
Right clever.
And bamboo worktops are always a good touch as well.
And you're not scared of electric vehicles, are you?
No, electric vehicles are really good.
They are.
I'm a massive fan of electric vehicles. But I'm a massive fan of gas-guzzling Land Rovers as well.
Yes, so are we.
However,
Yeah.
I know it's not interesting for camera, but I inquired about an electric engine for Land Rover. Yeah, it's like 10 grand-ish. I'm still tempted, but range weren't very much back then when I inquired. So,
But that's not the engine. That'd be the battery pack.
yeah.
So you look at your battery.
So I'm hoping that still might be an option.
That actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about then.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Oh, bless him. Love him to bits. And it's really nice to see him doing so well. It just makes me laugh. He's ridiculous. Anyway, right, my next stop is home. I probably will need to do one more charge, but literally only because I'm 20 miles short. Right, I've just stopped for one last charge up on the way home. I wasn't planning to do this, but I did some extra miles around Yorkshire this morning that I hadn't really anticipated doing. So I've stopped. I'll be here maybe 10 minutes tops. That's why I've not got out of the front and gone into the back. I've driven 370 miles. It's taken over 10 hours. I've paid £63.45 in electric and spent an hour and a half roughly plugged in. Now, with the hour and a half that I've been plugged in, I've also either been working. This is the only stop that I've done where I've actually been sat in the front. I've either been working or making myself a cup of tea and relaxing, so it was a nice break anyway. It's been fantastic to get away. I love my boys dearly, but it's been so lovely to have girl time with my sister, my nieces, my aunt, my oldest friend, and thank you very much for coming along with me. If you had a little van that you could use just for yourself, where would you like to go? How would you use it? Would you use it as a spare bedroom when you're visiting, or would you use it on a big journey as well? Thank you again to Ilkley for sponsoring this video. We'll see you on the next one.